Hello.
Hello, welcome back to the Synchronicity podcast / YouTube channel. I'm Megan.
I'm Nicole.
And we are here to change your brain to change your life.
We're the co-founders of Synchronicity.
Yeah, and we talk about microdosing, communication, relationships, the brain, the body, the soul, the
Psychology.
heart, psychology. Everything's backed up with science.
Yeah, we pretty much help you take the rose-colored glasses off that you were given during childhood and your imprinting of which your parents told you how you should live your life, what you should do, how you should communicate, and give you choice in a different perspective of that there might be another way, how to communicate, how to have a relationship, how to function in the world. We work in psychedelic framing. A lot of what we do, we use psychedelics to soften the neuroplasticity or to show you a little bit deeper into the subconscious. But mainly our biggest thing is giving you guys tools and our clients tools to be able to be a better functioning, higher functioning human in today's crazy world.
Yeah, and today we're going to talk about child psychology, the psychology of parenting. All of that fun stuff, which is really, really important to know, both as a parent or as a human being who has had parents, so that you understand how your psychology was built, how it works, what you want to change, how you want to change it, all of the things. So this is a big podcast. Not that any of our podcasts are little, but this one is like a different level of really understanding the underlying consciousness, aka your unconsciousness, that you were built upon. This is like your foundation, and parents, you're building your child's foundation. So this is a big, big, big podcast to listen to. If you haven't listened to any of our other podcasts, pay attention to this one, because this was the one thing when I learned it that really changed how I looked at my parents, how I looked at the world, how I looked at dating, all of the above. I understood my dating patterns better. I understood my parents better. I understand the importance of parenting better and the responsibility, and all of those things. So, yeah.
Well, and I think the big thing about this podcast today is, even though like it is child psychology and like understanding the importance of each parent, it's also going to give you a deeper dive of understanding what a mother wound is, what a feminine wound is, what a masculine wound is, what a father wound is, because so often you can go online and there's always like, oh, well, heal your mother wound and heal your father wound. Okay, great. But like, first you have to know how to identify them. You have to know what parent they came from. You have to know where they stem from. Because if you don't know where the root cause of them is, then it's literally nearly impossible to heal it, because you can observe a behavior, but if you don't know the root of it or the fundamental base creation of it, then you are not able to undo it and create a new pattern.
Right. So let it begin. So for a boy, a male child, right, we have a example, which is the father, and a goal, which is the mother. So the mother is the important parent, because the son's masculinity is based off of how the mother treats him after age 11 and how the father treats her. So that's very, very important.
Treats the daughter. The mother.
The mother.
Okay, you just said her, so I was just wanting clarity, because I was like, okay, so in that sense, then it's understanding that a lot of this is age-based, correct? So mother respects the son by age 11. The father cherishes the daughter always, but most importantly, after she turns 8, correct?
Well, right, we have to do the daughter first, right? So the daughter is opposite. The girl, mom's the example, so she becomes like the mom, and then she'll marry the guy like her dad. So dad's the goal. Mom's the example, dad's the goal. And so how she is raised with how her dad treats her, and girls are kind of easier to raise because you can just spoil the shit out of them and cherish them, and the hard part becomes when they're teenagers and they don't get to do everything their brother does because you have to protect them, right? Because
that's when she's throwing a fit and slamming the door.
In today's world, actually, in every time in history, the feminine has to be protected, right? It just is what it is. So for me, as a mother, I'm not a mother yet, but if I was a mother, the boys, especially once they get into teenagers, of course, all children need to be cherished up until age 11 for a boy, like Nicole had said. The brain is fully developed in a male child at age 11. If you want to know more about the male brain or the developing male brain, please take our male brain class. It is over an hour long. I cannot do a podcast that long about all the details that we have in that. But it's just the male brain is far less understood than the female brain. So especially women understanding the male brain, it's really, really important. And then girls' brains are fully developed at 8. I think everybody knows that girls mature faster than boys. But yes, women are their brain is fully matured at 8, boys at 11, like we already said. But and the mirror neurons work for a girl that how her father treats her mother is how she will be treated by a man. So for us saying this, your relationship with your partner is extraordinarily important because it's not do as I say, not as I do. Those children are downloading through their mirror neurons in their brains, which are extraordinarily important as a child, every word you say. Every hug, every kiss, every fight, how you communicate, how you talk is all being downloaded and recorded. And your relationship will be your child's relationship. So if your children start dating and you hate their partner, you need to look at your relationship because they're mirroring the relationship that you have in your marriage or in your divorce or whatever. And trust me, we're children of divorces. So we had to heal a lot of these wounds with the pattern that repeated for a while in our family. It's just mirror neurons are a thing. So how you treat your partner is directly correlated to the relationships that your children will get into. Or if you're a adult listening to this, you're repeating your parents' pattern. You are dating your mother or your father, depending, and repeating their pattern. If you don't like it, change it. Listen to more of our podcasts, comment below that, visit our website, look at more of our work. That's what we're here to do, is help heal the patterning so that people get into healthier relationships.
Yeah. So I think talking about the first one, so how the mother treats the son, because we're going back to boy relationship with mother. So how the mother treats a son will be the woman he attracts. So it will be a pattern, like Megan said. And so what happens is that this mirror neuron is also how the father treats the mother.
Right.
And so when the father treats the mother with cherishing, then the mother will respect her son because the mother is going to respect the father. Now, if that is a very dysfunctional relationship, say the mother is very overbearing, she's a narcissist, she's an alcoholic, she's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, she then is imprinting and showing her son, most likely cherishing him at that point because she's in her masculine. So she will eat her son's masculinity. She will just annihilate him, ideally. So then what he will do is then walk through life being weak, very, very meek, ungrounded, and always, in a sense, looking for a mother.
Effeminate.
Yes.
He'll be effeminate.
And so that is where we come up with the mother wound in men. The feminine wound in men is because how that son was treated by his mother is imprinting from after age 11 or up until age 11, where she has to start respecting him, will make or break whether he is in his masculine or not, and how much work he has to do moving forward to step out of that mother seeking attention, wanting to be validated, encouraged constantly. It's almost a level of insecurity in men. They want to be encouraged instead of challenged. They want to lead with their feelings instead of lead with their thoughts, because the mother never gave them the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I mean, this psychology goes so deep, but the parents are, when we go into, and we'll do a podcast on this, we've given a lot of speeches at psychedelic conferences on the parent-child ego states versus the adult ego state. And, our parent-child ego states are our parents. And it's technically the parent ego state would be male and the child ego state would be feminine. So, we've got how the body develops, how we feel, how we think. Everything is based off of our parents' psychology and how they treat each other and whether they're loving or mean or any of those things. And if you look at parents today that are running around busy, there's no time for their kids. Their kids are being raised by iPads and those things. Know this. An authority figure can become an apparent ego state in the brain. So if you have your kid being raised by an iPad and you do not know what they're watching, careful. Because if they are watching parents on YouTube or any of those things, that's downloading from their mirror neurons. So we've got a lot more dangers in today's world when it comes to this base psychology than we have in the millennial generation or things like that. So just be very aware of what your child is consuming, especially girls under the age of 8 and boys under the age of 11. Their psyche is developing. And, once you pass those years, then it's not the parent's job to fix anymore. It then becomes the child's job to fix their own problems. And no parent is perfect. This is not about being a perfect parent. This is about understanding so that you're giving your child or yourself a leg up on what's going on, right? Our parents did the best that they could with what they had. And, unfortunately, they didn't have the knowledge and the access to information that we do. So educating yourself so that we're all doing better than our parents. And every generation is getting a little bit better and a little more conscious is just going to make all the difference, I believe. And so, yeah, if you have any questions on this, I think we covered basically everything.
No, so we need to do the mother to father.
Oh.
Yeah, so then for fathers to daughters, because fathers are the important parent for the daughter, the father must cherish the daughter. And how the father cherishes the daughter will be the type of men that she attracts. But this is also how the mother treats the father, is how the relationship will be moving forward. So, of course, it's just flipped for girls, obviously. But fathers should always cherish their daughters and always protect them. So what in this situation is we're looking for a mother who acquiesces to the father and respects the father so that then the daughter will respect her partner and look for a man that will cherish, provide, and protect for her. So if that's not the case, if the father did not cherish the daughters, if the mother was extremely emasculating to the father did not protect the daughter from the mother, we're seeing this is a huge wound in the world right now, where the mother-daughter relationship is extremely volatile. It's one of the hardest relationships. But in past generations...
Well, it's the most psychologically complex.
Yeah. So in past generations, mothers competed with their daughters instead of making it a very comfortable situation where the father cherished, protected, and valued both of these women. It wasn't that case. So this is where we see masculine wounds or father wounds in women, because that father neither protected them, provided for them, or cherished them. He was more or less treating them like a little boy. What did you achieve? What did you accomplish? What did you do? Blah, 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 blah. Instead of asking her, how did that feel? How, and taking care of her nervous system so that she can go out and find a man that will take care of her nervous system instead of being reliant on herself.
Yeah. And you bring up a good point, and something that I forgot to say is that how you cherish a daughter is you ask her how she feels,
yes,
how she felt about what she did that day, how she felt about getting an A on her test, how she felt about sports teams or what happened or whatever. It's all feeling sensual based, right? And how you respect a male child is, after the age of 11, is asking him what he thinks.
Yeah, what did he accomplish?
What did he do? What did he accomplish?
Yeah.
How he could have done better.
Challenge.
What would he do differently the next time? You're cultivating his masculinity and also don't solve his problems for him. Let him build confidence and learn how to problem solve. That's your job, especially as a mother past the age of 11, is to cultivate a man's self-confidence and a man's confidence in problem solving, in who he is. If you tell him how to cut his hair, tell him what to wear, tell him how to do things, you're emasculating him and you're creating a wuss. You're creating a man that doesn't know how to stand on his own 2 feet, doesn't have any confidence in himself.
Will always want someone to
will
encourage him.
Always look for somebody to solve his problems for him and mother him.
Yeah.
And
not cute.
That it's also just wrong.
Yeah.
You're taking away a man's life force by doing that just because you don't want your little boy to grow up, and that's a problem. And, you know, the opposite is true of girls. It's like we're raised in, what did you do? How did you do? You need to work harder. You need to, like, we're raised to be men.
Achieve.
And it's great to cultivate both and help kids understand that they have both energies. But remembering the body that they were born into is what their natural essence is. Now, that can differ as they grow up or whatever, you know, but just at a baseline, the majority, it's going to be true that feminine bodies need to be cherished. They need to be feeling based, you know, helping them do things, letting their dad cherish them, mothers not being jealous when the dads cherish the daughters.
Spoil her.
Yeah, spoil her, protect her, give to her. Don't be like, you need to work harder. You need to do that. We like to think that raising daughters and sons are the same, but it's not. And we need to understand that, and we need to come back to some of those fundamental bases of like, okay, yes, your daughter has a masculine side, but her feminine side also needs to be cultivated and loved. And same with a man. A man has a feminine side, but his masculine needs to be cultured in love and not taught that it's toxic. So, you know, it's a big thing. We're walking into a future where we're going to really understand balance of masculine and feminine, but it comes down to, you know, understanding that men and women are different. Masculine and feminine is different. It's complementary if it's treated correctly, and it starts in childhood.
Yeah, and we covered a lot today, so if you have any comments, please comment below. We'll definitely touch on this topic again in later podcasts, but if you want to hear something or you want us to go further on something, please like, share, follow, comment, and we will see you next time. Bye.